Hello and welcome to the No One Asked You podcast. This series, I am once again joined by my wonderful co-host, that darn kitty.
Dorkus and I are sharing our experience reading The Way of Kings for the first time. Each episode, we will summarize what we've read and discuss our experience along the way.
This is Storming the Archives, The Way of Kings, and today we discuss Chapter 70.
Chapter 70!
Another blind.
Yeah, so many blinds.
Yes.
But they're delivering.
Yes, they are delivering. Feels like we're marathoning it. An elevator thought regarding the last chapter. I was really appreciating how much of what was in Sadeas's monologue informing Dalinar's tough love session with Elhokar.
Yeah.
Yeah, meaning him being able to figure out that Elhokar was the one behind the cut strap based off of what Sadeas was saying. There were some other stuff they've flitted from my mind for the moment, but it's there, and it was as villainous and excellent a monologue as could be. Just really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think one of the things is like that Sadeas is like, no one would really believe that you killed or you tried to kill Elhokar.
Yeah.
So but then that informs the whole idea of the paranoia and who would believe that. Yeah. So
Yep.
I loved it. I loved that's where it went. And I suppose yes, like we said in the episode, he did seem to channel his rage in the whole situation into those kicks and stuff, which was necessary. I think it's fine. It's a good outlet in this case.
Yeah.
Better than war.
Quite. So then we get into a new part, and we didn't mention it last time, but it looks like we're going to get a wit POV at some point.
Yep.
So
it says Shalon, Dalinar, Kaladin's Zeth, Wit.
So it says wit, not Hoyd. So because I don't know if Sanderson wants to give us a Hoyd POV, what kind of secrets he would have to reveal to us through a Hoyd POV. So seeing that, I imagine someone else is appointed wit, and it's not Hoyd. And then there's sort of like a bait and switch. That gives it a negative connotation for what I'm trying to express. Basically, I'm saying I half expect it not to be Hoyd. What do you think of that?
Oh. I didn't think that at all when I saw Wit. So I would have been I was baited if you're right.
But yeah, but I mean, it could it's probably Hoyd. I think it is likely to be Hoyd. I'm just saying my paranoid mind. Because we know it's Hoyd, so why else wouldn't it say Hoyd?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe he just literally he just was like, you guys know him as Wit, so
yeah. I do see that we're gonna get another visit with Shalon, which is good because I felt like that needed some degree of closure by the end of this book. I don't know how it's gonna tie in to what's going on with Dalinar and Kaladin, or if it even will.
At this point, yeah, I don't know. Don't see how.
Yeah, but I am very much looking forward to getting some insight into what she plans to do moving forward. We'll get some Zeth stuff. I'm wondering if Zeth is going to show up at the Shattered Plains.
Yeah, at some point I think he will.
Yeah, because it was on his list that he has to kill a couple High Princes.
And do we learn anything more from his chapters? Like learn anything more about his master and what they're trying to do?
Yeah. And then the name of this part is The Silence Above. And I hear silence, and I think, who turned out the lights? Which gets me to Doctor Who, which gets me to why I'm totally... It is the silence, isn't it? Basically, I'm wondering if the silence here is in reference to the geometry heads.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't put that together at all. But you've went through Doctor Who in that way.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, I went through a roundabout different IP
Mhm.
journey. Because they're silent watchers.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. For me, the way this strikes me is the silence above is the Almighty is not communicating anymore.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, or something like it's we're not getting the message. We don't know what we're supposed to do.
And we know Dalinar is very disillusioned over the Almighty
Mhm.
lying to him.
Yeah. Or we also just have like, it's basically the calm before the storm, but he didn't want to use that. Instead, he said
Mm,
the silence above. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Cool. Shall we get into
Let's
it
get into
then?
it. Yeah.
Chapter 70, Sea of Glass. And the first thing I notice here is there's no death rattle.
Mhm. Is this so for the whole part?
Flashback?
Hmm.
I mean, I see it's a Shalon chapter.
It's not a flashback. Like just from the first sentence. It's not a
Okay.
flashback. Mhm.
Yeah, I would say like 5 years ago or something to that effect. Then
Yeah, that's true.
again, I guess that the epigraphs have shifted between parts. Yeah, so it's not such an unnatural break.
Mhm.
I suppose I was just expecting them to continue. Shalon lay quietly in the bed of her little hospital room. Okay, so she hasn't gone that far at all yet.
She literally has stayed in the same room.
She'd cried herself dry, then had actually retched into the bedpan over what she had done. She felt miserable. That immediately makes me empathize with her because it's been so long since we
Yeah.
have been with her.
And yes, and good. You feel miserable because you should feel miserable. That's a good thing. That's at least showing that you have a soul. If you felt nothing, this would be a problem.
Yeah. She'd betrayed Yasna, and Yasna knew. Somehow, disappointing the princess felt worse than the theft itself. This entire plan had been foolish from the start. Not if you had taken it and run when you could have.
Yeah. But but yeah, this is disappointing the princess. So it's like, yeah, it's because she knew. So it's like she feels terrible because now she's getting judged. So it was okay before Yasna didn't know. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is a bit of a problem. That's one of those where people are like, "Oh, you're just sorry you got caught." Yeah, I suppose that's it. She
Yeah.
was feeling a bit bad about it though. That's why she hesitated so much. That's why she didn't run once she had it.
Yeah, she was really on the fence beforehand,
Mm,
and she was torn between family and morality, I guess you could say, because the two were in
mm,
conflict in a way. Chosen conflict. They could have tried to find a more moral way to make good on their debts, but it's also important to remember Yasna, as far as we're aware, seems to be the only person who has treated Shalon with a certain kind of dignity, a certain kind
mhm.
of because we go back to the non-Balat chapter and there's sort of an infantilizing
Yeah.
perception of her. And Yasna doesn't do that. Yasna has uplifted her tremendously,
Mm.
which I think is the big source of this grief she feels.
Yeah, she's lost all of that.
Yeah. Beyond that, Cabsol was dead. Why did she feel so sick about that? He'd been an assassin trying to kill Yasna, willing to risk Shalon's life to achieve his goals. And yet she missed him. Yasna hadn't seemed surprised that someone would want to kill her. Perhaps assassins were a common part of her life. She likely thought Cabsol a hardened killer, but he'd been sweet with Shalon. Could that all really have been a lie?
Yeah, that's difficult. The feelings won't go away. She had some weird. She had some different feelings towards him that weren't
Hmm.
just friendship. She was fascinated somehow towards him, and it's like now that whole part of her, the exciting bit, she's lost. And yeah, you don't want to feel humiliated. You don't want to feel lied to. So there you go. That's where she's at.
Yeah. Did you watch season one of Chad Powers, I think it's called, on Hulu?
Nope.
It's all right. Uh, it's a cute series. It was interesting. Essentially, there's this athlete who he is very irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
His life hits an extreme low point. So he decides to hide himself as a student and play football again.
Mm-hmm.
And so he creates this persona. And by the end of the season, a character figures out the truth,
Mm.
and she gives a really wonderfully delivered monologue in which she basically says, "You killed my friend. This person that you were pretending to be was my friend, and now he doesn't exist anymore." That's,
Yeah, that's exactly it.
yeah,
Yeah, so like the whole perception she had of him is not just gone when he dies. It's he's now been revealed as an assassin, and yeah, now she thinks to herself, he had to be somewhat sincere.
she told herself, curled up on her bed.
If he didn't care for me, why did he try so hard to get me to eat the jam?
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. You would hold on to those kinds of scraps, and you're like, listen, I guess he could care about me and want to kill Yasna. Those things can be together.
Yep. He had handed Shalon the antidote first, rather than taking it himself. Well, I don't remember that specific detail, but oh, no, no, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he could have just taken some jam himself. Interesting.
But there was some confusion regarding the taste and smell, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yet he did take it eventually.
She thought.
He put that fingerful of jam into his mouth. Why didn't the antidote save him?
It's been so long, let's review. I think my theory was it's because the food was from Shinovar, which is where there's less magic, and the cure probably involved magic in some sort of way.
Wow, I don't remember you making that determination. But yeah, it wasn't quick enough or something like that. That's what. So you're saying Yasna was wrong in her estimation of why it didn't work?
What? Why did Yesna not think it worked?
Because yeah, Yasna said it didn't work because he put too much poison in the bread because this was
But
his big chance.
I remember her saying that he put more poison in the bread than he did at other times. But that alone would not explain why the jam had gone rancid. And my supposition was that whatever it may not even be an inherently magical reason, but that whatever chemical makeup the antidote is made up of was
Yeah,
neutralized by the chemical makeup of the jam itself, causing the jam to go rancid and making the antidote worthless, is what I was thinking.
yeah, that makes sense. But it did work on Yasna.
No, it didn't. Because
It
she
did.
didn't have the
Yeah,
bread, did she? Oh, no, she did.
she did.
Yeah, she had a bite or something like that, didn't she?
Yeah.
And she had like a fingerful of the jam as well to see what it tasted like, I think.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or she was it wasn't poisoned because it wasn't she hadn't yeah no she did sorry yeah so
Didn't she maybe have the inside of the bread, like she didn't have the crust?
no I don't that wasn't an explanation that I'm familiar with. I don't think that
Okay.
was it.
Well, on the list of chapters to review, we'll add that to the
Hmm.
list.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some explanations here anyway.
Yeah. This question began to haunt her, as it did something else struck her, something she would have noticed earlier, had she not been distracted by her own guilt. Yasna had eaten the bread. Aha!
Hmm. So Yasna killed him. And maybe she changed it.
Ooh.
She changed the bread by touching it. I mean, not the bread, the jam by touching it.
Ooh. Well, she didn't have her soul caster on her, or the
But
fake
yeah.
one. Bad one.
Mm.
Hmm. Would Yasna have killed Kabsal? Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe?
she didn't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was certainly willing to go out and kill thieves, and if she
Mhm.
had more intel than Shalon did that Kabsal was gonna attempt to assassinate her, I wouldn't put it past her. But
Yeah.
and But I never got any indication that Yasna meaningfully distrusted Shalon. I can understand Yasna not wanting to talk to Shalon about going after Cabsol because the two of them were friends in
Mhm.
Yasna's eyes. Hmm,
Well, yeah, and Yasna will just do what she pleases. She doesn't need to explain anything to Shalon. She doesn't.
true.
While she does trust Shalon, she doesn't see her as an equal. That's not an equal. That's not a friend that she's going to go and confide in.
Right, she's a ward.
Hmm.
Hmm. Arms wrapped around herself, Shalon sat up, pulling back to the bed's headboard.
She ate it, but she wasn't poisoned.
She thought,
My life makes no sense lately. The creatures with the twisted heads, the place with the dark sky, the soul casting, and now this.
how had Yasna survived? How? With trembling fingers, Shalon reached to the pouch on the stand beside her bed. Inside, she found the garnet sphere that Yasna had used to save her. It gave off weak light. Most had been used in the soul casting. It was enough light to illuminate her sketchpad sitting beside the bed. Yasna probably hadn't even bothered to look through it. She was so dismissive of the visual arts. Next to the sketchpad was the book Yasna had given her, the Book of Endless Pages. Why had she left that? To teach her some sort of lesson? Or as a
Yeah,
memento?
I think she really wants the lesson at the end of, this is actually what your calling would be, or what part of the, yeah, it's the calling, something like that. This is the part, this is something that you should look into. I don't think that that gets cancelled out because of what happened. There is also still, there's still care, and she is disappointed, but Shalon can still go do good things in the future.
Agreed. And I don't doubt that Yasna actually cared for Shalon.
Mhm.
Shalon picked up the charcoal pencil and flipped through to a blank page in her sketchbook. She passed several pictures of the symbol headed creatures, some set in this very room. They lurked around her, always. At some times, she thought she saw them out of the corners of her eyes. At others, she could hear them whispering. She hadn't dared speak back to them again. Ooh,
What are they saying?
right? Although my prediction that the silence above seems more poignant since we're getting straight back to the geometry men.
Mhm.
But then again, they're
Yeah.
not very silent if you can't if they're
Yeah,
speaking, but you can't
exactly.
make it out.
But yeah, the the geometry men like asked what she was. Is that it? Or was that, am I taking that from Arcane?
No, I think the geometry men did say, "What are you?" or something to that
Mm.
effect.
Yeah.
At the very least, they reached out and tried to touch her.
Mhm.
She began to draw, fingers unsteady, sketching Yasna on that day in the hospital, sitting beside Shalon's bed holding the jam. Ooh, does she think that the geometry men altered the jam?
No, I don't think so. I think she's using this to, because she's got an eidetic memory essentially. She's using this to investigate Yasna.
Hmm. Shalon hadn't taken a distinct memory and wasn't as accurate as if she had, but she remembered well enough to draw Yasna with her finger stuck into the jam. She had raised that finger to smell the strawberries. Why? Why put her finger into the jam? Wouldn't raising the jar to her nose have been enough? Hmm.
Exactly. That is something that crossed my mind when we first read that chapter. I was like, she's touching it. That is it. She might have been soul casting. She might have changed the jam itself.
Yeah. Can you
But the
stealth
thing is,
soulcast without the soulcaster on?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it needs to be in contact with her or if she could have it on her thigh or something. Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Also, interesting. The thing is, Shalon had already noticed the jam is off, right? So that's why she had the excuse to touch the jam.
Yeah.
So, but either way, she touched it.
Yeah. Yasna hadn't made any faces at the scent. In fact, Yasna hadn't mentioned that the jam had spoiled. She'd just replaced the lid and handed back the jar. Shalon flipped to another blank page and drew Yasna with a piece of bread raised to her lips. After eating it, she'd grimaced. Odd. Hmm.
She doesn't like bread. That's the way that you interpreted it at the time. That's the way that Shalon interpreted it.
Yeah.
Maybe she's like what's her name? Like the people in Dune, the woman in Dune, where they can you know transmute or change or get rid of poisons. They have such control over their bodies, so that's what she was
Yeah.
doing.
Right? Hmm. Shalon lowered her pen, looking at that sketch of Yasna, a piece of bread pinched between her fingers. It wasn't a perfect reproduction, but it was close enough. In the sketch, it looked like the piece of bread was melting, as if it were squished unnaturally between Yasna's fingers as she put it into her mouth.
Okay, so
Melting?
she changed the bread. So maybe she changed the bread
Yeah,
and the grimaces of concentration.
maybe. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's like an old magic
Mm.
element at play, but I don't think we've had anything to suggest it quite
Mhm.
yet.
Could it? Could it be?
Shalon slid out of the bed, gathering the sphere and carrying it in her hand, sketchpad tucked under her arm. The guard was gone. Nobody seemed to care what happened to her. She was being shipped off in the morning anyway. The stone floor was cold beneath her bare feet. She wore only the white robe and felt almost naked. At least her safe hand was covered. There was a door to the city outside at the end of the hallway, and she stepped through it. I mean, my first thought was, you could go to Yasna, though I'm sure she
Yeah,
has
that,
guards at her place rather than here
yeah,
at the hospital.
yeah. But you could still ask to speak to her. That's what I would want to do. Is confront her with the knowledge I have. I don't know what else she's supposed to do.
Yeah. She crossed quietly through the city, making her way to the Relinsa, avoiding dark alleyways. She walked up toward the conclave, long red hair blowing free behind her, drawing more than a few strange looks and stares. It was so late at night that nobody on the roadway cared enough to ask if she wanted help. The master servants at the entrance to the conclave let her pass. They recognized her, and more than a few asked if she needed help. She declined, walking alone down to the Vale. She passed inside, then looked up the walls full of balconies, some of them lit with spheres. Yasna's alcove was occupied. Of course it was. Always working, Yasna was. She'd be particularly bothered by having lost so much time over Shalon's presumed suicide attempt.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, she is going for Yasna. Confrontation time. Let's go.
Is it, or is it that she's just noting that she's there?
I really hope that she's going to her.
I kind of am too. Yeah, I would like to see a continuation. It's just, I remember the last conversation between them felt so final. It would be weird for her to immediately chase after Yasna. But I guess it's
But
been a day or
yeah, it's
so.
because of what she's realized. It's absolutely
Yeah.
worth going after.
But it's also hard to imagine Yasna acquiescing to a conversation.
But you could try and yell, like you killed him, and then yeah.
The lift felt rickety beneath Shalon's feet as the parshman lifted her up to Yasna's level. She rode in silence, feeling disconnected from the world around her, walking around through the palace, through the city, in only a robe, confronting Yasna Kolin again? Hadn't she learned? Wow. So yeah, she's gonna do it.
Mhm. I think it's true. That's what I think she needs to do that. There's no way I would be satisfied with anything else. She
Yeah.
needs to speak to her. Can't go to any authorities because they're not going to believe. So it's just you got to speak to her about it. And yeah, hadn't she learned? Yeah, but the thing is, everything is collapsed, and there's not much worse that could happen.
Yeah. So, as I see it, there are three points of conversation that need to be addressed. One, this jam issue, the bread issue. Two, you have my soulcaster. Give it back. I don't care if it's broken.
hmm
And three, do you also see the geometry heads?
Yes, I want them to talk about the geometry hits. Like I want her to show her sketches, essentially.
Yeah. And maybe Shalon can approach it from an I've seen actual Voidbringers kind of tact. Or I've seen what I think are Voidbringers. You should know about this. It's what you're researching, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Although that could potentially be dangerous, could get her institutionalized, but then what else does she have to look forward to?
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Shalon. But what did she have to lose? She walked down the familiar stone hallway to the alcove, weak of Violet's sphere held before her. Yasna sat at her desk, her eyes looked uncharacteristically fatigued, dark circles underneath, her face stressed. She looked up and stiffened as she saw Shalon.
You are not welcome here.
I am shocked that she was able to just walk right in like that, honestly.
Mm. It really is just because of the way that she's her history there, and I think Yasna wasn't exactly giving people instruction. Don't let Shalon in because she was supposed to be in the hospital.
Yeah, I feel like a parchment servant guarding the door might not have been unreasonable to imagine or something.
Mm,
Nitpicky.
yeah.
Shalon walked in anyway, surprised by how calm she felt. Her hands should be shaking,
Don't make me call the soldiers to get rid of you.
Yasna said.
I could have you thrown in prison for 100 years for what you did. Do you have any idea what the soulcaster you wear is fake?
Shalon said quietly.
It was a fake the whole time, even before I made the swap. Okay, so this is it, like,
Whoa!
yeah, because remember, she wasn't wearing the soulcaster there, but she's got something that she wears. This is my theory: is that she has something that she wears, or she doesn't need a soulcaster to soulcast. So
Hmm.
that's what Shalon has figured out here, is that she didn't have, like you said, she didn't have it on, so that doesn't make sense. But it's like, well, she can do magic.
Interesting. Interesting.
Hmm.
But then why would Yasna have to call out for the soulcaster? I guess to maintain appearances, but like if your ward is dying in front of you, you're gonna prolong that? Mm.
Yeah,
Yasna, Yasna. Hmm. Yasna froze.
I wondered why you didn't notice the switch.
Shalon said, sitting in the room's other chair. And it's excellent that she said that
Mm.
because we didn't know prior to this if Yasna knew that the two were switched, that
Mm.
Shalon had her own. So now that's out there. Good.
Mm. I spent weeks confused. Had you noticed, but decided to keep quiet in order to catch the thief? Hadn't you soulcast in all that time? It didn't make any sense, unless the soulcast I stole was a decoy.
Yasna relaxed.
See, that's that the fact that she relaxes, that means something to me. Like, I haven't read the next sentences, but it means she thought Shalon thought something else, and now she doesn't. Now she's given a different explanation, and that's why she's relaxing.
Yes. And honestly, I
Mm.
really want Shalon to ask for her soulcaster back. And I kind of bet now
Hmm.
that we know that hers are fake, Yasna's going to be
Mm.
like, I'm not giving it back to you. You should be in prison.
Mm. But also the whole idea of decoy, that is probably what made her relax, because she didn't accuse Shalon, she didn't accuse Yasna of having the ability to do soul casting without a soul caster. She didn't do that. She just said, "Oh, it's a decoy." That's it. She didn't do that.
Yes. But I also just had a
Mm-hmm.
thought. So if there are
Mm-hmm.
several fake soulcasters and one broken soulcaster, how can you tell which one is which? Especially when
I
the
don't know.
broken one can't just be used to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yasna could probably figure it out.
True.
Yes, very clever of you to realize that. I keep several decoys. You're not the first to try to steal the Fabrial, you see. I keep the real one carefully hidden, of course.
So there is a real one then.
Yes, but I think that that's the lie. That she
Ye-
doesn't even have a real one.
yes, I'm leaning toward that too.
Yeah, or she has one that's altered to wear discreetly somewhere else, so nobody
Recognizes
can.
it as one or
Yeah.
sees it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Shalon took out her sketch pad and searched through for a specific picture. It was the image she'd drawn of the strange place with the sea of beads, the floating flames, the distant sun, and a black, black sky. Shalon regarded it for a moment, then she turned it and held it up for Yasna. The look of utter shock Yasna displayed was nearly worth the night spent feeling sick and guilty. Yasna's eyes bulged, and she sputtered for a moment, trying to find words. Shalon blinked, taking a memory of that. She couldn't help herself. Love that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Like you would want that. Take a picture of this. Like that's the most expression Yasna has ever shown. She is really not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you find that?
Yasna demanded.
What book described that scene to you? No book, Yasna.
Shalon said, lowering the picture.
I visited that place. The night when I accidentally soulcast the goblet in my room to blood, then covered it up by faking a suicide attempt. Impossible. You think I'd believe? So this is another thing now. So oh yes, she's covered up. I don't believe her. We don't believe her that she has a real one, or it's very unlikely. So the fact that Shalon is using probably a fake soulcaster. She actually, I don't know, maybe she's using the fake one, and she also has this ability to soulcast without a soulcaster. That's what it
Yeah.
would mean.
Hmm.
Because it wouldn't just mean, oh, that's why she's so shocked. Because it
Yeah.
wouldn't just mean that Shalon has used a soulcaster. It would mean Shalon has used has soulcast without a real soulcaster.
Right. Hmm.
Anyway, let's see. There is no Fabrial, is there, Yasna? There's no soulcaster. There never has been. You use the fake Fabrial to distract people from the fact that you have the power to soulcast on your own. Oh no, that's what Yasna didn't want her to get to.
You are clever,
Oopsie.
Shalon.
So yeah, that's it. So, but that now means, Shalon, that you also don't. You also can do this. That's what I think.
Yeah, that
Yes, there
would
we go.
make sense.
That's what
That
she says.
makes
Yeah.
very clear sense. But
Yeah.
also, Shalon could totally try and blackmail Yasna right now. I'm gonna stay your
Mm.
ward, and you're going to help my
Mm.
family, or something to that effect. Although, at this point, Shalon can just go back and soulcast without the thing, problem solved.
Duh. Yeah, exactly. Hello?
Yeah.
Well, she needs a bit of training, but still. Yeah.
Yes. Yasna fell silent,
I did it too.
Shalon said.
The soul caster was tucked away in my safe pouch. I wasn't touching it. But that didn't matter. It was fake. What I did without it. Perhaps being near you has changed me somehow. It has something to do with that place and those creatures.
Yay, she mentioned the creatures!
She did, and she hasn't shown the picture yet. She's just shown the Shadesmar. Now she must show the creatures because she's mentioned the creatures without having shown, and it's very dramatic.
Mm-hmm. Again, no reply.
You suspected Capsule of being an assassin.
Wait, does this mean that Yasna let Shalon be poisoned?
Mm, in order to kill Capsule, yeah, that would be it.
Now I can get her
That's what
not
it would
knowing if
mean.
Shalon was in on it or not, but ooh,
Hmm.
that's dangerous stuff. Why? I'm not understanding you, Yasna.
Yeah, but she's brutal enough that she's like, yeah, okay, I would be able to save her though, so
True.
that's fine. It's worth it.
Very true,
Hmm. You suspected Capsule of being an assassin.
Shalon said.
You knew immediately what had happened when I fell. You were expecting poison, or at least you were aware that it was possible. But you thought the poison was in the jam. You soulcast it when you opened the lid and pretended to smell it. You didn't know how to recreate strawberry jam, and when you tried, you made that vile concoction. You thought to get rid of poison, but you inadvertently soulcast away the antidote. Okay, we would need to just review we'd need to review the timeline because I thought that the reason that Yasna, just in my memory, the reason that Yasna was even smelling the jam was because it, what's the name? It was already rancid. So, but no, she smelt it and turned it rancid. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. You didn't want to eat the bread either, just in case there was something in it. You always refused it. When I convinced you to take a bite, you soulcast it into something else as you put it into your mouth. You said you're terrible at making organic things, and what you created was revolting. Oh, that's what the grimace is for? Okay, makes sense.
Hmm.
But you got rid of the poison, which is why you didn't succumb to it. Yeah, so the bread in her hand was no longer poisoned.
Yep.
Okay. I think Yasna needs to respect this. And if she's principled enough, she needs to respect all of this smartness from Shalon.
Yes, and also, like, it would be dangerous for Yasna to let Shalon run free knowing what she knows. So,
Hmm.
get back to warding and, like, be pleasant with each other.
Or she could kill Shalon,
Or she could do that. Oh.
make it look like the second suicide, throw her
Yeah.
over the balcony. Yeah.
Yeah. Shalon, in an emotional fit, came at me,
Hmm.
tried to kill me because I had rejected her as ward. It's a believable
Yep.
lie.
Hmm. But we do, as we said earlier, she does seem to care about her in some way.
Yes. But now she's like triply as dangerous.
Hmm.
Shalon met her former mistress's eyes. Was it the fatigue that made her so indifferent to the consequences of confronting this woman? Or was it her knowledge of the truth?
You did all that, Yasna,
Shalon finished.
with a fake soulcaster. You hadn't spotted my swap yet. Don't try to tell me otherwise. I took it on the night when you killed those 4 thugs.
Yasna's violet eyes showed a glimmer of surprise.
Yes,
Shalon said.
that long ago. You didn't replace it with a decoy. You didn't know you'd been tricked until I got out the Fabrial and let you save me with it. It's all a lie, Yasna. No,
Yasna said.
you're just delusional from your fatigue and the stress. Yeah, that's weak. Sorry. That's not gonna help. That's like good. Maybe that's what you're gonna be telling people, but no.
That even seems weak coming from Yasna,
Yeah, no, it's weak.
but hear me out, because we've only ever gotten this from Shalon's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
What if Shalon is crazy and none of this is true?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's feeling pretty darn true.
Yeah, I'm crazy with her. Very well.
Shalon said. She stood up, clutching the dim sphere.
I guess I'll have to show you, if I can. Creatures.
She said in her head.
Can you hear me?
Yes, always. Oh shit!
Mhm.
She can talk to them
They're like,
now.
I love that they know their name is creatures.
Yes, always. A whisper came in response. Though she'd hoped to hear it, she still jumped.
Can you return me to that place?
She asked. You need to tell me something true, it replied. The more true, the stronger our bond. Oh, okay, so, this is the second context in which we've heard the word bond. So, the Noadon
Mm-hmm.
scene where they talked about the Nahel bond, I think
Mm-hmm.
we had both presumed was about the relationship between a surge binder and a spren.
On a sprint,
Yeah,
as we now. Yeah.
yeah. Is this a different kind of spren that gives different power? Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. It might be a truth sprint. You need the truth
Yeah.
sprint. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And
Mm-hmm.
then different spren grant different power.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yasna is using a fake soulcaster.
Shalon thought.
I'm sure that's a truth.
That's not enough, the voice whispered. I must know something true about you. Tell me. The stronger the truth, the more hidden it is, the more powerful the bond. Tell me. Tell me. What are you? Someone who killed your own father.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, what would let's see, we're gonna have a little bit of a reveal, bit of a self noticing, not self notice, self awareness
Oh
type of
shit.
moment.
I just looked at the
Insight.
next
Okay.
paragraph.
Okay. Yeah,
Sorry.
there you go. There it is. That's exactly what you said. Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah. Called it. What am I?
Shalon whispered.
Truthfully?
It was a day for confrontation. She felt strangely strong, steady. Time to speak it.
I'm a murderer. I killed my father.
Called it!
Mm-hmm. So and that is quite, it's like a confession, really. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just a truth, it's a confession. So that's probably gonna make it very powerful.
Yeah. How many truths, though, can one come to about oneself? I suppose many.
Maybe maybe you use it you can use the same one over and over.
Yeah, or it's contextual.
Mm.
Hmm. Ah, the voice whispered. A powerful truth indeed. And the alcove vanished. Shalon fell, dropping into that sea of dark glass beads. She struggled, trying to stay at the surface. She managed it for a moment, then something tugged on her leg, pulling her down. She screamed, slipping beneath the surface, tiny beads of glass filling her mouth. She panicked. She was going to. The beads above her parted. Those beneath her surged, bearing her upward, out to where someone stood, hand outstretched. Yasna! Okay, so they can both inhabit it at the same time. It's not like their own
Mhm.
personal universe.
Yeah.
Yasna, back to the black sky, face lit by nearby hovering flames. Yasna grasped Shalon's hand, pulling her upward onto something. A raft, made from the beads of glass. They seemed to obey Yasna's will.
Yeah, okay, so this is yeah. She's now messed up by just throwing herself in there. She doesn't know what she's doing. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping Yasna well, clearly Yasna could have just let her die here. But this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot girl.
Yasna said, waving. The sea of beads to the left split, and the raft lurched, bearing them sideways toward a few flames of light. Yasna shoved Shalon into one of the small flames, and she fell backward off the raft and hit the floor of the alcove. Yasna sat where she had been, eyes closed. A moment later, she opened them, giving Shalon an angry look.
Idiot girl.
Yasna repeated. She's pissed?
You have no idea how dangerous that was. Visiting Shadesmar with only a single dim sphere? Idiot.
Okay,
Yeah, so
so
this is it. Like she's really playing with freaking fire here.
yeah. And we have confirmation that is in fact Shadesmar. Although, given that it was the
Mhm,
chapter title, I feel like that was confirmed
mhm.
already.
Yeah. Well, we have in book confirmation. Also,
Hmm.
dim sphere. That means you need enough to go there and enough to come back.
Yeah.
So she could be trapped there. Yeah.
Hmm. Shalon coughed, feeling as if she still had beads in her throat. She stumbled to her feet, meeting Yasna's gaze. The other woman still looked angry, but said nothing,
She knows that I have her.
Shalon realized.
If I spread the truth.
Here it comes, the blackmail.
Yeah, I don't know how. Maybe she again. It's pretty easy for Yasna to be like she's crazy, but
Yeah.
then yeah, I don't know.
Would Yasna kill her?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. What would it mean? She had strange powers. Did that make Yasna some kind of Voidbringer? What would people say? No wonder she'd created the decoy,
I want to be part of it.
Shalon found herself saying.
Excuse me. Whatever you're doing, whatever it is you're researching, I want to be part of it. You have no idea what you're saying.
It's a good
I
ask.
know.
That's a big ask. I
Yeah. It's
actually
like,
am very
hmm.
supportive of Shalon insisting upon this, but also don't forget about your
Yes.
family. I guess you could soul cast like geodes or whatever and then send them via mail, maybe.
Yeah. Or travel back and forth. Travel, go there, like do a whole freaking mountain and then come back. But she needs also training in this. She
Yeah,
definitely can't just stumble through. She
yeah.
could have died right now.
Yeah, and her brothers need the actual soulcaster to give back to the gangsters,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah, that
mafia,
too. Mm-hmm. I know.
Shalon said.
I'm ignorant. There's a simple cure for that.
She stepped forward.
I want to know, Yasna. I want to be your ward in truth. Whatever the source of this thing you can do, I can do it too. I want you to train me and let me be part of your work. You stole from me. I know.
Shalon said.
And I'm sorry.
Good. I think that seems genuine and, dare I say it,
Yeah.
truthful.
Yeah. And she is sorry and you lied to her, so I mean, we're even, Steven. And
Yeah,
also, like, you put me through the whole. Well, then again, no. She says she didn't put her through the whole poison thing on purpose. She did it by mistake. She thought the poison was in the jam. Yeah.
yeah. Yasna raised an eyebrow.
I won't excuse myself.
Shalon said.
But Yasna, I came here intending to steal from you. I was planning it from the beginning. That's supposed to make me feel better. True. Get to the point. Yeah, I don't think it's going to, but you know, you gotta. She has to get somewhere.
Hmm.
I planned to steal from Yasna, the bitter heretic.
Shalon said.
I didn't realize I'd come to regret the need for that theft. Not just because of you, but because it meant leaving this, what I've come to love. Please, I made a mistake, a large one, insurmountable.
I don't know.
Don't make
Yeah,
a
yeah,
yeah,
I'm with Yasna.
yeah, like it's pretty serious.
Yeah.
And you're like kind of demanding it instead of like, I'm so sorry. You're not begging, you're demanding. It's hmm. Don't make a larger one by sending me away. I can be someone you don't have to lie to. Someone who knows. This is true.
That is one of the best arguments she could make, because she could even go further into, I can be useful for you.
Yeah, and we both have dirt on each other, so we're kind of locked in.
Yeah.
So she could go and say, look at this girl. She's soul casting without a soul caster. Crazy. You know, they both have dirt on each other and they have to trust each other to
Mhm.
stay in their positions. So there we go. Get over it, girls. Let's go.
Yasna sat back,
I stole the Fabrial on the night you killed those men, Yasna.
Shalon said.
I decided I couldn't do it, but you convinced me that truth was not as simple as I thought it. You've opened a box full of storms in me. I made a mistake. I'll make more. I need you.
That seems heartfelt and
Mm-hmm.
reasonable.
Yeah, and again, more truths. Like it really is a you've caused a whole you've awoke you've I've been awakened by you. And yeah, I need you to feed that in me. You need to feed all this curiosity and train me and make me a better woman because otherwise I wouldn't have been. I would
Yeah.
have just been a spoiled brat and stayed in my position before.
Yep. Yasna took a deep breath.
Sit down.
Shalon sat.
You will never lie to me again,
Yasna said, raising a finger.
and you will never steal from me or anyone again. I promise.
Or anyone,
Yeah, unless she tells her to steal, but it seems like so. Like if Yasna then at some point in a couple months came to me and said, "You got to steal from this person," I'd be like, So can I break the other the other two rules then? Okay, cool.
Yasna sat for a moment, then sighed.
Scoot over here. Oh yes, are we gonna get an explanation of what the hell she's doing?
I hope so, she said,
Yeah.
pulling open a book. Shalon obeyed as Yasna took out several sheets filled with notes.
What is this?
Shalon asked.
You wanted to be part of what I'm doing? Well, you'll need to read this.
Yasna looked down at the notes.
It's about the Voidbringers. Damn it! Ah, nope.
Good chapter.
Very good. Very mean. God damn it. Yeah.
Yep. So I kind of feel like that wraps that up for the book. I feel like we're going to revisit
hmm
them again in book 2. It feels done.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Pretty good. Go Shalon. Go Yasna. Great team up. So we've got the team up of Kaladin and Dalinar. Now we've got the real team up of Yasna and Shalon.
Yep.
Woo, magic. Also, we'll get to learn more about the magic. So I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, very much so. Set up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all?
That is all.
Thank you all for tuning
Oh,
in.
wait. No. My answer is like the video.
If you like. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week. Subscribe to That Darn Kita if you get a chance, because she's got a great channel.
Subscribe to this channel because you know it's great.
It would be greatly appreciated. And we'll see you next time. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.